Hi everybody, I'm back with another yoga class full of fun and games. It's going to be very exciting if I do say so myself. Join me in Shukasan, but I want you to not come into that normal cross-leg position that you naturally go to. In fact, if you're there already, take that outer foot and bring it in towards you. So I want you to sit in the way that you don't normally sit, because we all have a side that we do more often. Let's make this a little bit more normal right now. Hands onto the knees, roll your shoulders to the back and down and straighten the spine, but sit comfortably still. So make sure you can breathe into your whole upper body, but don't overdo that sitting tall. And you can always sit on a block as well if you want. Now close your eyes and start feeling the breath. And feel your heartbeat, which shouldn't be too difficult, but you can always bring a hand to your chest if you need to. And start guiding your breaths slowly in and slowly out. In through the nose and really take your time. And out through the nose as well. You may feel that breath go all the way into the shoulders and to the back. Just be aware of where you can feel it. We're all a little bit different. And on your exhalations, when you're naturally relaxing, very consciously soften your body. So keeping the length in the spine, but allowing the shoulders to drop a little bit more, the arms to get heavier. And then a gentle sigh out, closed mouth on a sound, something like this. And if that felt nice, 2 more like that. And we gently start moving into the neck. This could morph into circles, but it doesn't have to be anything in particular. So just move in a way that's comfortable for you. Start moving your shoulders along with the neck. And then straighten the head and roll your shoulders to the back. As always, the eyes can stay closed. You're not missing anything at all. If you're opening the eyes, you're just seeing me rolling the shoulders, which is not that interesting. So we'll focus on what's going on inside of us. Still aware of the breath. And then right hand to the ground, left arm goes up and over to the right side. Nice and gently press your hips down, so that left hip as well. As you slowly sink into your right arm a little bit, open the left palm to the ceiling and drop the chin to your right shoulder. From there, go over to the left armpit and keep the head there. And release. And we change sides, bringing the outer foot in towards us. So that's probably the side of Shukasan, happy pose, easy pose that you'll find is more natural to you. We close the eyes again if they opened and bring the left hand to the ground. Right arm goes up and then over to the left side. Slowly drop the chin to the left shoulder. Open the right palm to the ceiling. And bring the chin to your right armpit. And release. Round your back and bring the arms to the front. Pull your left wrist gently to the right side. And then your right wrist gently to the left side. And keep feeling the breath. Arms go up as we inhale. And we raise the head and we open the eyes, interlock the palms, the hands even, and push the palms away from you. Send them as far to the back as you can, and as you do, start squeezing your shoulder blades and dropping the chin to the chest. Now focus just on the shoulder blades, press them towards each other, and then push your elbows down, straighten the head. Inhale, arms go up, head goes up. Exhale, chin to chest, elbows down. Focus on the shoulder blades, both as you raise the arms and as you lower. And then keep that W shape, but start rolling into your shoulders, letting the fingers, spreading the fingers as wide as you can, and letting the hands and elbows be part of that movement. And then we come onto all fours. Move the hips gently from side to side. And then slowly round your back and keep moving the hips from side to side. And then from a neutral spine back or into a gentle arch. So it's a little bit of an arch here anyway. We exaggerate that a little bit. Arms are long. We might look to the front. And as we may have guessed, if this isn't your first class with me, my favorite way to warm up the spine, round your back, drop the head. Push the shoulder blades apart. Keep that length in the arms and the space between the shoulder blades as you arch your back and raise the head. And we're going to exhale and round, and inhale and arch. Find a rhythm that works for your breath rather than adjusting the breath to your movement. And then raise your right arm and drop the chin to the left shoulder. Just keep the neck relaxed. And release. Left arm goes up, chin to shoulder, so the head drops. And release. We replace the elbows with where the hands were and drop the head. And then we might be able to walk the forearms a little bit further forwards. Drop the forehead to the ground and maybe bring the hands onto the shoulder blades. And we push ourselves slowly into child's pose. Arms are long. And rounding the back, we come to sit on the heels. I know that's not comfortable for everyone. Adapt if you want to. And then raise the arms and move into your wrists. And float the arms down. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale and twist, opening up to the right side. Drop your right hand, send the left arm to the back. And back up, we raise the arms and we open up to the left side. Left hand down, right arm up and over. And back. Breathe in, arms go up. Breathe out, float the arms down, and then we make our way onto all fours. And from here, send the legs to the back. Strong arms here, and remember shoulder blades apart, just the same as when we were in Padmanasa and in our tabletop pose, and we gently come forwards and back. And we release the left knee, bring the right foot firmly onto the ground and raise the left arm. Arm goes from here to the front. And if we can't find enough balance here, the left foot just slides out. So it's completely fine. Now grab hold of your right foot with the right hand, look to the back and then up. And release. From here back into a plank. This time we'll hold rather than rock forwards and back. You can push your shoulders a little bit further to the front, but at the same time push your heels towards the back so that you feel that stretch into the calves. Release the right knee, left foot firmly onto the ground. Right foot can slide out as we raise the left arm and send that arm to the front. Grab hold of your left foot now and look to the back and then maybe up. And release. Coming onto all fours. Draw a circle around your wrists, and if you feel strong, you can do the same thing with your or in a plank, in Dandasana. I don't know what it is with me. Have you noticed that I can't really speak anymore? Maybe it's not too dissimilar to normally. Now from here, knees on the ground as they were up. Breathe in, raise your right arm. And this time we won't stop here. We're going to take that arm over to the left side and drop the arm and head onto the ground. The left arm goes up. Knees can stay where they are, or we might raise that left leg and even hold on to the foot. But if the knees stay on the ground, you want to focus on your back. You can gently press your hips towards the right side. And then release. And change sides. Left arm goes up. And we guide the arm to the right side and onto the ground. Head gets comfortable. So before the head is comfortable, we're doing nothing. Once the head is happy where it is, we can send that right arm up and over to the back. We can drop it behind us. We can keep the right hand on the ground as well. And then decide if you might like to raise the right leg, or if it's much nicer to feel that intense stretch into the back, which is deeper when you obviously keep that right knee on the ground and press the left or both hips to the left side. And then release again onto all fours, and from here into Pardadasana, mountain pose or downward dog. A little bit of movement here into the backs of the legs, or stretching into the backs of the legs with little taps of the heels towards the ground. And both heels get heavy, might not be in touch with the ground, that's fine. And the arms get longer and longer, and the shoulders help you here. And we close the eyes for a moment and observe the breath. Hips higher, tailbone reaches for the sky. Eyes open as we roll forwards into a plank, and then from here drop your knees and chest and chin. On an inhale, drop your hips and raise the chest. Raise your hands from here and raise your legs. Squeeze the heels together as you rise higher. You might squeeze your glutes. And then release the hands and legs and raise your torso higher. Keep your pubic bone in touch with the ground, so trying not to go here. And release. Tuck the toes under, push the hips up. We inhale and raise the right leg. And on an exhale, we flex the foot and drop the heel to the buttocks. As we inhale, we straighten the leg, point the toes, raise your left heel off the ground as well. Look to the front, step to the front, and keep the left heel high as you rise into Ashvasanchalanasana. We open up to the right side and look to the back. We come back to the front, and from here open up to the left side and look to the front in Warrior Two. From here drop down, slowly straightening that right leg. Raising the left arm, deciding if you might want to bring that hand to the ground or rest it on your leg, maybe feet further apart to make this a little bit more comfortable to have that hand on the ground. But of course you can hover the hand as well. Take the first one a little bit easier too, and if you need to keep a little bend in the right leg, that's fine. Just be comfortable. Release from here, left hand comes down, we bend the right leg and drop the knee. We push the right knee out and look beyond the right shoulder into the back. And release, hands down, step to the back, drop the head and raise your left leg. Remember, nice and long, the shoulders stay strong, the head stays dropped. We flex the foot, drop the heel. And we point the toes again, high plant. Raise the right heel as high as you can. And then look to the front, step to the front, Ashvasanchalanasana with that right heel high. Gently opening up to the left side. None of this needs to be quick, so anything that involves balance, we are doing ourselves a lot of favors if we take it slow. Breathing in, we come back to the front, and then open up into Warrior Two. Left leg straightens. Again, you might keep staying a little bit more gentle with your body. You might slide that hand further and further down. It might come to the ground. It might hover as well. So if that's your preference, absolutely go for it. Neck comfortable. Ho-ho. And release. As the right hand comes down, we bend that left leg and we drop the right knee to the ground. And then nice and gently press the left knee out, look to the left shoulder and to the back. And then gently from here, hands to the ground, step to the back, drop the head, walk it out. Shoulders press gently to the back and up. We get longer and longer in the arms. Funny how that happens. And then from here, slowly roll forwards into a plank. Hold that plank. And then release. Knees come down and we come into child's pose. Slowly back up and we come into our mountain again. On an inhale, we raise the right leg. On an exhale, we flex the foot and drop the heel. We stay, so we can do exactly what we did in the first round, or we can go a little bit further, bringing the right hand even to the right ankle. Head stays dropped, so you want to check out what your left foot is doing here, rather than looking to the left hand. And release, hand comes down, we step to the front and we come back into Ashvasanchalanasana, or that high lunge. This time here, a little challenge, we'll close the eyes. And as the eyes are closed, we open up to the right side. If that's too much, open them. Turn your head towards the back and then close the eyes again. And eyes open as we drop that right hand and send the left arm to the back. Back to the front, we breathe in and come into that high lunge, and we breathe out and come back into Warrior Two. We raise the right heel off the ground and sink a little bit deeper now. And we close the eyes here too. Easier, I think, than what we did just now. But everyone's different, no judgment. Now, can we keep the eyes closed as we bring the heel back down and slide that right hand down the leg, straightening the leg, and then send the left arm to the front. We might raise the chin towards that left shoulder, but we could also drop the head if that's more comfortable. Could open the palm to the ceiling as well. And eyes stay closed as we release the hands to the ground, drop the left knee, bend the right leg, and then press the right hand into the knee to open up the torso to the right side. And from here, we don't even need to look, so you might know what's coming. Raise that left foot and reach for it with your right hand if you want to. You might also feel that closing the eyes here is too much, makes you feel too wobbly. It's not a problem to open the eyes. And release. Eyes stay closed as we step back into Padadasana, mountain, or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Open the eyes and raise the left leg. On an exhale, flex the foot, drop the heel. Again, you're more than welcome to stay here. Don't expect the other side to be the same, to be as stable or as wobbly. And see if you might want to try and bring that left hand to the left ankle. Left hand down, look to the front, step to the front. And breathe in, coming into that crescent pose, equestrian pose, Ashwa, the horse. Close the eyes. Difficult. Don't look too closely. You shouldn't look at all. Don't see me wobble. And then open the eyes if you need to. I do need to on this side as you open up the torso to the left side. Then you can still try to bring the chin towards the left shoulder and close the eyes there. But again, if like me, you're quite wobbly on this side, keep the eyes open. You know best. And then we open the eyes as we drop that left hand and send the right arm to the back. Back to the front, and arms are high. We close the eyes again and open up into Warrior Two. We raise that left heel off the ground if we need to open the eyes for that, and then find our grounding here and then close the eyes again. That is fine. And eyes stay closed as we bring the heel down and straighten the left leg and slide along that left leg with the left hand. Right arm goes to the front and palm might open to the ceiling. We might change the position of the head, but maybe it's intuitively exactly where it should be, where we are most comfortable. Releasing that left hand to the ground, drop your right knee and bend the left leg. Eyes stay closed as you press that left knee out, coming back into that twist. And we may or may not decide to reach for the right foot with the left hand. And release. Closed eyes find their way into a plank from here. If you need to, if you're not quite sure where you are with your feet and hands, check. Maybe send the shoulders a bit further forwards. Keep the eyes closed, keep your breath relaxed. And drop your knees. Eyes can open, bend the arms, drop your chest and chin, but hover over the ground. And from here, release. Hips go down, shoulders to the back as we rise into Cobra. Remembering a little bend in the arms. Since I'm just looking, bring your chin to the left shoulder. Bring your chin to the right shoulder. And back to the front. You might look up, but that depends on how high you are here. So chances are, if you're down here and you look up, that's a little bit much for the throat and for the neck. So just make it dependent on how it feels. And then slowly push yourself into child's pose. Get long in the spine. You might take a breath in and sigh out. The benefit of a microphone, and sometimes not so great. I hope that didn't sound horrendous to you. Shift your hips from side to side. And then left hand a little bit further to the left side. Right hand on top. Maybe turn your head to the left so that your the right side of the face or the temple is on the ground. And then over to the other side. And then back to center. We roll up through the spine and come to sit on the heels. And we breathe in and raise the arms. Breathe out, hands to the heart center. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, come forwards. And this is Katu Pranam, but my variation of it, because I do like my own variations. Inhale, look to the front, elbows high. Now keep the elbows off the ground, but don't move them out. On an exhale, come forwards and maybe drop the chest and chin, maybe hover. As you inhale, come into Bhujangasana. And as you exhale next, push yourself up into Pardvatasana. Breathe in, right leg goes up. Breathe out, step the foot to the front. Drop your left knee, but hover. Inhale, raise your arms. Slowly straighten that left leg and sink the hips down. And then from here, step to the front. Breathe in and step the right foot to the back. Breathe out and drop your knee to the ground. Again, we want to hover and not touch the ground. It's okay if it happens, don't worry. I can't see, no one can see. Now straighten that right leg. And step into a plank. Drop into chaturanga if you like, but it may be actually first round, knees to the ground. Push yourself into child's pose. And then breathe in, come up to sit on the heels in Vajrasana. Breathe out, bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, elbows off the ground, we look to the front. Exhale, maybe Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale might be upward dog. You might do exactly what you did on the other side. And exhale, push the hips up. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, step to the front. And this time the right leg stays long. We inhale and raise the arms. And we exhale and step to the front. Breathe in, left foot to the back. Left leg stays long. We come up. And we take ourselves from here into Chaturanga Dandasana. Knees can stay off the ground or come onto the ground. Make your way into child's pose. Notice how the elbows stay close to the body. And from here we come up to sit on the heels. Hands to the heart center as you exhale. And inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, low plank or a variation. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog or mountain. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, step the foot to the front. Drop your left knee to the ground. Inhale, raise the arms. As you exhale, step to the front. And on your inhale, step your right foot to the back and drop your right knee to the ground. Let's get comfortable here. And then inhale, raise the arms. As you exhale next, Chaturanga Dandasana or a plank. Push yourself to the back with the elbows staying close to you. And breathe in, come to sit on the heels. Breathe out, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fold forwards. Breathe in, look to the front. Breathe out, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, hips go up. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, step to the front. Drop your right knee. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, push the hips to the back and straighten the left leg. From here, hands to the ground, sink a little lower, and then step to the front. We breathe in and step the left foot to the back. Breathe out, knee to the ground. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, back into Ardha Hanuman. Hands to the ground, sink deeper. And then from here into a plank or low plank. Push yourself into child's pose. And on an inhale, come to sit on the heels. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Breathe in, raise your arms. Breathe out, fold forwards. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, knees, chest, chin or Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, hips go up. We stay. Long arms. Long legs. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, flex the foot, drop the heel. Inhale, raise your right arm, stay if you can, otherwise test the waters, slide that right hand into the middle of the mat, but keep it on the ground. And on an exhale, step that right foot behind you, arch your back, drop the head. Breathe in and breathe out. Step that right foot to the outside of the right hand and sink the hips down. Then slowly let the chest follow. Straighten the arms, left hand, really important. Flex spread the fingers apart. Slide onto the outer edge of the left foot and guide that right foot up and to the ceiling. If you can't, then you don't have to bind. And from here, Chaturanga Dandasana with the right leg off the ground. Breathing in, upward dog. Breathe out, push up. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, flex your foot, drop the heel. And slowly on an inhale, raise your left arm. If you can't, again, keep the hand on the ground. On the next exhale, step the left foot behind you, arch your back, drop the head. Don't worry how far you're going. So the right leg can stay straight, Chamatkarasan rather than chakra. And flip over, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, sink down. And then we straighten the arms. That right hand is important. All the fingers are. Slide onto the outer edge of the right foot. Grab hold of your left big toe if you want to. Again, this is an option. You don't have to go for this bind. And release. Left leg up. Rolling onto the front, onto the toes. And we drop. Push the hips up. Good, and we stay in Parvatasana for a few breaths. Close your eyes. And we keep the eyes closed. We can open them, you can always open them, but start with closed eyes. Raise your right leg. Step the foot to the front. You'll know where exactly it needs to go. It doesn't have to be between the hands, but that's roughly where we want it. Eyes stay closed as you bring that left heel to the ground. With that, the toes now face the left side. And we slowly come up into Warrior One. And we probably know how Warrior One feels in the body or wants to feel in our body. If this isn't quite right, change anything you need to change. The left foot can come further forwards, for example. And then right hand drops. Left hand goes to the right elbow. That should now be pointing towards the ceiling, or at least somewhere up. And we might bind our hands behind us. Give that right hip a little push to the back. And the left hip gets that little mini push to the front. Nothing forceful. Just a little mini nudge. If your breath was a little bit faster through that flow, if your heart rate has changed, it's probably easier to now observe it go back to normal. That's what we're trying to do now, tuning into the breath and heartbeat. And remembering that they don't lie to us. The mind can make up all sorts of things. Breath and heart, not so much. We can manipulate them in order to then change the whole chemistry of the body and the feelings that we have as well, ultimately. But just listening in on the breath tells us a lot about our state of mind and state of the body. Open the eyes, straighten your right leg, release the hands, and then slide the hands down that right leg. Keeping the back straight until it gets too much. If it's too much, we don't have to reach the ground. We can stay higher. And then from here, left hand wherever it is now, push the right hip forwards and back, and the left hip to the front, and raise your right arm. Look up to the ceiling. Release slowly, bending that right leg, step to the back. Drop the head. Your fingers still spread. Good. Now if you feel the heel of the hands too much, that's a sign that you should engage the fingers more, fingertips in particular. Can we close the eyes and just check how we are grounding ourselves here? Shoulders still strong. We're active in every part of the body. That's our aim in every posture, actually. That awareness of everywhere in the body, not just where we're stretching or strengthening. Eyes stay closed as we raise the left leg. It might be weird, it might just feel strange, but try to keep them closed. Whenever you need to, you can always open them for a moment. Maybe for longer if you need to. Step that left foot to the front and bring the right heel to the ground. Remember, left foot near the hands, but don't worry too much where exactly. And then slowly coming up into Virabhadra Asana. Vir, Hero Bhadra, gracious. Virabhadra Asana. We drop the left hand, using the right hand to guide that left elbow further over towards the right side. We might bind the hands behind us. We gently push that right hip to the front and the left hip to the back. And if you have got your hands bound behind you, you might actually quite easily feel the breath and the way it moves in your back. If not, we might have to tune into those subtle movements of the breath without that help. Nice, stay closed as we straighten the left leg. In fact, on the other side we open them. Let's open them. Let's not be unfair to the left side here. Slide the hands down the leg and see how far you'd like to come here. One hamstring might feel different to the other, so don't judge it by the other side. If you can, the hands can of course come to the ground, but if it's too much, that's understandable. Now gently press the right hip forwards, left hip to the back. So just as we did in our warrior, but we keep that up as we slowly raise the left arm. It's an added challenge, of course, for your balance if your if your right hand is not supporting you on the ground. Release from here and step to the back. Come into child's pose and relax. Maybe your hands want to come onto the shoulder blades as they may have done at the beginning of the class. Maybe it'll feel nice to bring the arms next to your body. You could also turn your head to the right side and allow the shoulders to drop further down. Feel the breath. Probably no need to guide it. Slowly turn the head to the left side, of course only if you turned it to the right side before. And child's pose is that story of really the end of one of our cycles of life, of the world, where the world crumbles, everything crumbles into the oceans and the sky, even the sky. And Sage Kartikeya witnesses this and is distraught at all of this destruction. But then he sees a banyan leaf with a little baby in it, and he recognizes that baby is Shiva. And he knows that everything is about destruction and rebirth, and things can't be reborn if they're not being destroyed. And that is the story, the cycles of the universe. We slowly come up, and we might sit on the heels, but if that's not your thing, get comfortable in another way. Bring your left hand onto the stomach. Bring your right hand to your chest. Take a deep breath in. And sigh out. Deep breath in as you raise the arms. And sigh out as you drop them. And then breathe in, raise the arms. And breathe out through the nose, bring the hands to the heart center. And if the eyes were closed, open them. We're done. Thank you as always for joining.